Winter Bees, Mr. C here, and we are going to talk today about a scientific tool, and I'm specifically talking about a magnifying glass. Here's one here. A lot of times when we're talking about science, we need to see things close up, and it's really difficult to do that without a scientific tool. This one is advertised to make things 3 times larger than they already are, to make them look like that. Let's see if that happens. When I move it over the 3x, let's see if it gets bigger. Wow, look at that. That does look about 3 times larger. Let's try these smaller letters here. And you can see if I move it, I'm noticing that if I move it up and down, those letters get larger and smaller. The question is, how does that work? What do I know about a magnifying glass that allows it to make things look bigger? Now, if I'm looking at this is just a nice round piece of glass, but if I look at it from the side, I notice that both sides are bowed outwards. That is called convex. Now, not all of us have a magnifying glass laying around, so this week's Winterville school-wide challenge is to make a magnifying glass in a convex shape out of things that we might have at home. So let's get rid of this. Last week I asked you to collect a few things. You're gonna need some scissors. If you just have some plastic wrap laying around, if you don't, just any kind of a clear plastic baggie might work. This is just a Ziploc sandwich bag. You're gonna need some tape. You might need a rubber band, piece of string, a hair band would work, and you're gonna need a little bit of water. Your challenge is going to be to design and test out a magnifying glass. So the first part of every scientific experiment, project, engineering task is to design. So get yourself a piece of paper, and I thought about 3 different designs. The first design that I thought about is maybe use some of that plastic wrap, cut it into a small square. I don't have a piece of glass in a convex shape, so I'm trying to think of what else I have that could make that shape. And I remembered a drop of water makes that shape. So if I place a drop of water in the middle of this plastic, will it make a magnifying glass? So that's design number 1. Design number 2, I'm going to cut a piece of cardboard. I'm going to cut a hole in the middle of the cardboard, and then I'm going to cover it with plastic wrap and place a drop of water in the middle, and then I may be able to lift that off the ground or prop it up somehow. And then my third idea, I thought, you know what? If I had a cup, maybe I can cut the top of the cup off. I can put some plastic wrap over the side. I can put a rubber band around it to hold it, and then I can place the top of the cup over the object. And I brought in a leaf that I'm going to try to use. So maybe I could place the top of that cup over the leaf. All right. I think we've got a decent plan here. So let's try to build these 3 magnifying glasses. As you're building your magnifying glass today, I want you to ask yourself the question, how does a magnifying glass work? At the end of our experiment, we'll talk about exactly why a magnifying glass makes things look larger. Okay, design number 1, it looks like all we need is that piece of plastic and then a drop of water. Okay, here's our piece of plastic. I cut it out into a square. I'm going to place it over the leaf, and then we're going to bring in some water here and just put a little bit of water right over the leaf. Okay, design number 2. We need a piece of cardboard, a piece of plastic, and we need some water. So I've got my little piece of cardboard. This just came off an old Amazon package. So I'm just gonna fold it in half, and I'm gonna take my marker, and I'm just gonna draw a half circle here. You may need some help with this. Your guardian, your parent may be able to help you with this. I've got that cut out. Now when I open it up, I've got my circle. Next step, I'm gonna get my plastic wrap. All right, here's my piece of plastic wrap. I'm gonna set that down there. I need some tape, and you need to be a little bit careful with this. I'm gonna take a piece of tape, and I'm going to just tape one edge down and just kind of drape it over the back of the cardboard so it stays. Now I'm gonna get another piece, and now we gotta try to stretch our plastic wrap tight. So I'm gonna stick the tape to it and then just kind of pull it tight to this side. And then I'll do the same for this side and for this side. Okay, I've got it taped over the cardboard. Now we get to test it out. Let's try our third design with the cup. All right, now, again, you may need a parent, a guardian, older brother or sister to help you with this. Now to cut out the cup, I can't just poke a hole in there, I could hurt myself again. So what you need to do is pinch. So a lot of you might remember this from last year, cutting water bottles. Pinch the side, just like that. Take your scissors and make a little cut. Now I've got a little hole in the cup. I can stick my scissors inside and I can cut all the way around. So I'm gonna put this over the cup just like that. I've got my rubber band. You might need a couple pair of hands with this. I'm just gonna put the rubber band around the cup. Hopefully that'll stay put. There we go. And I'm gonna just push down the middle just a little bit so the water will gather right in the middle. Now let's put a little bit of water down in the middle and see what happens. Here we go. These were 3 designs that I came up with. You do not have to use these designs. I want you to go and design a magnifying glass, and I want you to share that with me on the Flipgrid link in your assignment. Why do convex shapes make things look larger? Well, I've got a picture here of a candle and the side view of a human eye. Now, when light shines on this candle, our eyes can perceive how big that candle is because of the way the light focuses on the back of the eye. If we put a convex shape or lens in between the object we're looking at and our eye, then the angle changes because this convex lens bends light. So we've got light coming from the candle, it hits our lens, and then it bends down to a point on our eye. And that changes how big we see this object. So if we follow these angles now, it makes this candle look about that big.